Some other news now. The Supreme Court has reserved its interim order after the centre refused to file a detailed affidavit on the petition seeking a probe into the alleged use of Pegasus. The government has told the court that whether a particular software was used or not is not a matter for public domain and cited national security concerns. However, the government has said that it is willing to form an expert panel to probe these allegations of privacy invasions and report to the court. While hearing the matter, the court has raised concerns about journalists and activists claiming the use of spyware. Now, it has told the centre that it is crucial for the government to know, for the court to know the government's stand on the issue. Meenakshi joins us for more on this. Meenakshi, a very significant hearing today in the court. While of course the court has reserved its order, just take us through the arguments made by the centre to defend its decision to not file an affidavit stating whether or not the central government is actually using Pegasus.
Well, yes, Aarti, you see, today was the sixth hearing, and on the sixth hearing, like you rightly mentioned, the Supreme Court has reserved its orders on the Pegasus row. And interestingly, it is the third time the issue of national security has cropped up in these court proceedings. And today, again, why the need was felt to delve into the details of a second affidavit was because, remember, what had happened in the last hearing was this, that the government had sought more time from the court to deliberate its decision whether or not a detailed affidavit should be filed before the Supreme Court. Because what had happened prior to that was this, that the government had come out with only a two-page affidavit on this issue, and the petitioners had questioned this particular affidavit, saying that even a cabinet secretary's signature was not on the affidavit. It was filed by additional secretary in the Ministry of IT. So therefore, today again, when the matter was taken up for hearing, the solicitor representing the Government of India's concerns underlined the fact that it is a huge national security issue, and if at all such information were to be brought into public domain by virtue of an affidavit, then it would have the potential of alerting terror groups about the modalities being followed by the Government of India. The Honourable Chief Justice of India again underlined that at no point in time would the Supreme Court be interested in risking national security. But even if the Supreme Court were to accede to the government's proposal of forming an expert committee, then wouldn't such information still come in the public domain? That was the counter question of the Chief Justice of India, to which the solicitor said that time it would be the discretion of the Supreme Court whether or not it allows for such information to be made public or not. However, like you rightly mentioned, again, the petitioners pressed before the court, led by Mr. Kapil Sibal, for Mr. N. Ram, as to how can the government refuse to divulge such information even before the Supreme Court. At the crux of this issue is a yes or no answer from the government whether or not at any point in time was the Pegasus spyware used in India or not. Because remember, this is a spyware which is bought and sold only between elected governments of any two states. So on that issue, like you rightly mentioned, the government has said in the past as well, and today also the same position was reiterated, where the solicitor said that if an independent domain expert committee were to be set up by the Supreme Court, then before such committee, the government would have no hesitation in furnishing whatever details were sought for. So with that, on the sixth hearing today, the Supreme Court has gone ahead and reserved its orders on the issue of various aspects of Pegasus, primarily this particular aspect pertaining to the setting up or constituting of a committee to probe various aspects of the Pegasus row. How can that happen? What is going to be the roadmap ahead? Whether or not a committee will be set up or not? Those are the broad modalities of the Supreme Court's interim directions that the top court has reserved its orders on today. Aarti.
Meenakshi, thanks so much for that. The centre saying, well, we can't tell you whether Pegasus is being used or not. They've cited national security concerns. The order has been reserved, and we'll probably know in a couple of days what the court has ruled.